Don't forget to look at the lesson slides. Remember that they are always available. This is just a quick overview. This is what processing looks like. And it is a Java-based environment, and it is available for you to download at home on a Windows, Linux, or Mac operating system. And when we are working in this environment, I wanted to show you processing is very similar to Scratch in that it has the same structure. So this is an if-else structure. Please notice the curly braces. You do need to have a beginning curly brace and an ending curly brace with anything that's more than one line, and it's a good habit to always have the beginning and ending curly brace on an if-else structure. The lesson slides also show you a comparison between the different commands in Scratch. So like this is an if-else in Scratch, and this is the if-else in processing. And so don't be afraid to go back and look at the videos, because it will tell you more about this, and it especially kind of explains the loops, although we'll talk a little bit more about that later. And then declaring variables. Now remember, one thing that we found out when we were working with the variables in processing was that we were not able to use the variables directly. Like if we try this index equals 0 and index equals index plus 1, it did not work. And that is because we have to use a data type. And so if I try to say index is assigned 0, and if I hover over this, or even if I try to then, let's say, print ln is what that is, index, it's going to give me an error. It says the variable index does not exist. And that's because in Java I have to give it a data type. So I have to say int index. Int means that it's referring to an integer. Int means it is an integer, and now I will be able to print that variable, and it will show up in my console as the value of 0. If I want to then add one to index, as we indicated on the screen here, then I have, I don't redeclare it, do not do that, but do index is assigned, a single equals means assignment, index plus 1. So then if I run that, I should have 1, because I will have taken 0 and added 1. And so I've added, that's like our counting variable. And so that's how we can get the same kind of code in Scratch where we change index by 1. This is what the code looks like in processing. You're going to find that we do need to declare the variable, is what this is called. You're declaring and initializing the variable as an integer. And then there's a few more slides that talk a little bit about the difference and talk a little bit about syntax errors. And then you can download this at home for your own use if you would like.